Herzlich willkommen in Düsseldorf. A very hearty welcome to Düsseldorf in Germany. And today we're on the hunt for kebabs, but a very special kebab in the restaurant chain owned partly by Lukas Podolski. Lukas Podolski needs no introduction to a British audience. The famous German footballer who played not only for Arsenal in the Premier League, but for a whole host of amazing teams in other countries as well, including Turkey and obviously in Germany as well, including FC Köln. Today, although he's still actually playing football, even though I think he must be around about 40 years old, he also has a kebab business, and it's supposed to be really good. Around about 50 restaurants in total and over 27 in this part of Germany. So let's go and take a look. Das Poldi-Sandwich, richtig?
Einmal Sandwich,
Ja. Und kann ich das mit einer Mischung? Ja.
Gemischte Fleisch?
Ja, bitteschön.
Gerne.
Und alle Salatsorten dabei und auch die Soßen?
Scharf?
Ja, bitteschön. Und auch extra Käse dazu? Ist das Schafskäse oder?
Ja.
Wunderbar, Schafskäse. Wie heißt das eigentlich?
Das ist richtige Dönerbrot.
Richtige Dönerbrot.
Genau.
Okay, das bestelle ich. Dann Pommes dazu bitte.
Eine Pommes,
Und
Mayo.
Mayo bitte.
Okay.
Und dann, ich muss eine Limonade vom Herrn Podolski probieren.
Limo oder den Tropical?
Limo, glaube ich. Also was schmeckt am besten?
Also ich trinke die rote. Tropical.
Ich werde beide probieren. Ein Falafel-Ding zu haben, nur eins
Natürlich.
davon.
Ein Stück
Nur,
Falafel.
ja,
Das geht dann von uns.
das geht von Ihnen aus. Was für eine Mannschaft?
Danke.
Besser als eine Fußballmannschaft? Oder seid ihr auch Fußballer?
Noch nicht.
Oh, das ist auch schön. Sehr schön präsentiert. Wow. Das muss man anschauen. These are the fries, and very kindly the guys also gave me a falafel to try at no additional cost. And then here we've also got the Döner kebab, or rather, I think it's called Podolski's or Poldi's sandwich. So obviously designed by the gentleman himself, really beautifully presented. I would say to any Döner kebab joint, this is the way you should present a kebab. And then for me, very exciting, I've not gone for Coca-Cola or anything like that. Why not have the homemade drink? So this is an exotic lemon from Mr. Podolski and the Mango team. And this one, which the guys at the counter recommended to me, is called Tropic Red. It'll be interesting to see what they taste like as well. And oh, by the way, the great man is up there just behind me. What do I start with? There's lots of choice. On this occasion, I think I'm actually going to start with the falafel and see what it tastes like. This is a great start. It's got ever such a thin, nicely fried surface, but you know, thin and crunchy. There's sesame seeds in them, which again, taste very good. And then you've got a lovely, soft, warm, well-heated mix in the middle with a great chickpea flavour. Light spicing, quite a lot of salt. But what I really like is how moist it is, which I often find in a fast food shop. If you choose falafel as a vegetarian option, it's hard and solid and very, very chewy. This isn't. You can see, I'm already halfway through it within a minute. Let's keep with, first of all, testing the sides and seeing how good they are. Really nice touch. You get some mayonnaise and tomato ketchup, which is great. And here are the fries, or the chips. I think we can call these chips. And they obviously only come in one variant. I didn't ask for any spices to be added or additional seasoning, but I think you get a little bit of seasoning on them. You can see that quite clearly. Let's see what that tastes like. What a joy, first of all. These are, without doubt, hand-cut fries. Great potato taste. Nice and crunchy on the outside. Soft, fluffy, and hot inside. And the seasoning is, I would say, ever such a light paprika seasoning. With again, plenty of salt Perhaps a little bit of celeriac root as well, possibly. These are great. I like them a lot. Honestly, nobody's going to have any complaint with these. And there's no sense that they've just been fried. I mean, obviously they have been. They've just been fried, but there's no grease, no residue fat or oil. Now let's look at the doner. Once I've eaten it, I'll say a little bit more about what makes this really a German doner. We heard all about that the other day. I could have brought a fork from the counter, but I forgot. But let's try the meat. I'm going to get, but actually, first of all, just look how lovely it is. It really is fantastic. You've got all those mixed salads, which the team told me they make here, in-house, every day. It includes red cabbage, onion, cucumbers, salad leaves, tomatoes. Then you've got the mixed doner meat, and then you've got the sauces. So you've got, on top, extra Knoblauch sauce, so that is garlic sauce, and then inside it's cocktail sauce and a sharp sauce, and then you've got this very nice flatbread, which again, rather like German doner kebab in Kingston in England, has got sesame seeds. It's got a mixture of black and just white sesame seeds. How am I going to eat this? Right, let's start with the meat. That's very important. Well, again, like at GDK, see my film link above, it's cut really thin, but here it's warm. And the flavour is much fuller, much stronger meat flavour, really well balanced with spices, very tasty. Let's try this as a chicken. It's also got that nice char grill on the outside. The chicken is really nice. It's also got some lovely savoury seasoning. Can't describe it exactly. It's also got a little bit of spice. Nothing really hot, but a little bit of spice. That's not from the sauce. That's really good. Now, there's no way I can put this in my mouth. So for the moment, I'm going to have to dig away. And then a little bit later, I'll eat little bits of it and tell you more about it. The onion's fresh. Yeah, you've got to keep digging away inside this. I think it's time to try the drinks. So we'll start with the exotic lemonade. That's interesting. It tastes quite different to normal lemonade. And it's okay. I can't get overexcited about it. But perhaps it's also been modified to go with the doner kebab and make sure the tastes work together. It's not overly sweet, which is interesting. It's a good thing, I suppose. Just having a look at this. Yeah, there's 8.5 grams of sugar per 100 milliliters. But it's not overly sweet. Let's try the Tropic Red. Yep, the guy behind the counter is right. This has far more flavour. Please don't ask me to actually identify the fruit, but that's pretty nice. I went to collect some forks. It makes it easier. Lovely red cabbage. Much loved in this part of the world. All the salad's really fresh. I've got some sheep's cheese on this little piece of doner meat. Perfect accompaniment. Quite light, but gives the flavour an additional dimension. One thing you can clearly see is just how generous the salad filling is. It's super. You can really say you're having a healthy meal. All of the sauces complement one another. And the stronger sauce is there, but it doesn't take away from the overall flavour. It's a nice light sharpness, a nice light heat. Flavours of their meat, particularly the seasoning, flood through. It's a very good kebab. We are in Germany, one of the home nations of the kebab, so you might expect it. One thing I can say is that this kebab is head and shoulders above the German doner kebab experience in the UK. So guys, why not visit Lukas Podolski and learn a thing or two from him about how to create the perfect kebab. Not so keen on the ketchup, it's alright, but it's got a weird sweetness. And I can't taste that much natural tomato. I think they'd be better off with Heinz tomato ketchup. But the mayonnaise, which is made by the same company, Wernsing, is great. The restaurant's not too busy, and the reason for that is that I actually came in at around about 10:45 a.m. to film because it's quiet. I have to say that most major German railway stations are not the nicest places to be late in the evening. So it seemed to me the best time to come. And again, everything is spotless. It is early on, but the tables are clean. All the areas are clean, and you can see the care that's gone into the preparation. Now, as we saw in the UK, the chain German Döner Kebab has tried to give a German identity to the kebab, which is something that I generally associate with Turkey and with Greece. Obviously, in Greece, it's known as a gyros. So, how come the Döner Kebab is now also considered really to be a German national dish, not just Lukas Podolski's kebab shop? I can tell you that within about 150 meters of the railway station in all directions, there must be about 25 different kebab restaurants, so competition is well and alive. But a history of a doner kebab in Germany started in the late 1960s. And at that time, Germany welcomed large numbers of Gastarbeiter, which means guest workers, people who were invited to work in growing German industries and such like. Many of these Gastarbeiter came from countries like Portugal, Italy, or other southern European countries. But the largest influx actually came from Turkey, so much so that in the modern world, Berlin is one of the very largest Turkish cities you can find anywhere on earth. And basically, that Turkish tradition of the doner kebab obviously started to become more and more prominent throughout Germany, but also evolved into a German version. And this particularly took place later in the 1970s when a doner kebab vendor called Kadir Norman in Berlin, very near the Zoo railway station for those who know the city, started to make some changes. He added salad, and then he added red cabbage, which is a beloved element of all German food. And as this happened, effectively you had a fusion between the best of a Turkish kebab and also German culinary traditions. The other element of Norman's doner kebabs, which was unique and really is a foundation of a German doner kebab, is the bread. And so that's basically a flat bread, and it's also got little sesame seeds on it, but it created a convenient and revolutionary doner sandwich, which was quite distinctly German. And as time has gone by, more and more salad components have been added, and as you saw, aspects like cocktail sauce, I don't think are particularly Turkish. And now you can definitely say that kebabs is a staple of German fast food. Time for a summary about the experience at Mangel Lukas Podolski Kebabs. Well, Podolski talks about a kebab of champions, and I think there's a lot of truth in that. There's so much that other large kebab chain operators in the UK, for example, could learn from this place. Everything is prepared fresh on the premises. I understand that even the bread is baked on the premises as well. And this business has grown. I think it was started around about 10 years ago, and it's already grown to 50 restaurants, which isn't bad. 27 of them are in this part of Germany, Nordrhein-Westfalen. And recently they've also opened their first restaurant in Berlin, which is really going to the toughest city in the world to actually break through in the doner kebab market. I can only see this brand continuing to grow, and indeed you can see that success at the moment with them opening ever more restaurants in railway stations and also airports, for example, Cologne-Bonn Airport, rather than concentrating on perhaps the smaller corner restaurants that they had in the past. So well done to Lukas Podolski, a great footballer, and it would appear a connoisseur of a doner kebab. I really enjoyed these. They were juicy, meaty, well seasoned, full of fresh salad, and also very generous portions. If I were to give any constructive feedback, I'd say get a new supplier of tomato ketchup, and also why not introduce a second size of chips? It is hard to get through all of those chips. It really is a pretty generous portion. But apart from that, I'd say they've got their act together. And again, the staff in the restaurant, apart from being extremely friendly about me filming, they were again really proud of their product. Now, it is a little bit on the pricey side. So the actual Poldy sandwich with mixed meat costs €8.50. I was charged an extra euro for asking for the sheep's cheese on top. The chips, I thought they were quite expensive, €5.90, but that is a very decent portion. And then the two drinks, they were also €2.65 each, and you have to pay also deposit on the cans, which is 25 cents each. That's typical in Germany. I completely forgot about it, threw them away, sorry. And that means that the whole meal came to €21.20. So what's that? Probably around about £18.50 off the top of my head. So perhaps a little bit on the upper side of the price scale, but then the food really was very enjoyable. So what am I going to give this? I think I'm going to give it a gold medal. It's pretty decent, and if you're in Germany, particularly in this part of Germany, the western part, you'll be able to find your own Lukas Podolski restaurant. If you enjoyed this show from Düsseldorf and your faith has been restored in the quality and world of doner kebabs, then please consider liking the video. Why not subscribe and ask for notifications so you never miss any of the content on Travel in the Know. It remains only for me to say vielen Dank und tschüss, which means thank you, and see you soon from Düsseldorf in Germany. Goodbye.